doing the smiling and doing the service and giving her somebody to talk to. I wonder why. What do you think that is? Yeah. You regret the time that you spend doing that sort of thing?
No, it's fun hanging out with her.
That's cool. We all need somebody to love us, and we all need somebody to love too, right? And there are unlimited opportunities for that around us. But sometimes it's scary. You said it's fun. It's fun to feel good like that. It's fun to feel good doing good things. There's nothing more fun than that, I don't think. I really value that. Thanks for that, Sharon. That's awesome. Okay, so I don't know if you had a chance to think about this. Things that nourish my soul. I'd like you to have your Book of Mormon out today. I'd like you to have something to write with and something to write on. We'll be doing all of those things. So, yesterday I sat in here for like 2.5 hours thinking about what I didn't teach yesterday and what I wanted to teach today. I was up like at 4:15 this morning thinking about, and it's like, you know what? This is hard to be up here and I take this so seriously that you are sitting here this early in the morning. You've gotten yourselves out of bed. You're making a sacrifice. You're never going to get this time back ever in your life. You're giving it to this seminary class. And so what are we doing here? And are you being nourished? And are you feeling something that is lifting you? And these are the things that I ponder on and I sort of worry over. I really believe that you will get what you need here now, and it may not come from me. It may not come from something I say. The Spirit can teach you. So if the Spirit takes you out to lunch, if something's said or whatever, and you're like out here thinking about your life and something that you can fix or whatever, it's like, yes, go with that because that's helpful. That's helpful for you. So I thought, we talked about our thoughts and how our thoughts aren't us, and like having the conversation with Malachi when we're up on the Mount of Arms and we're Lahantai and we don't want to go down, but yet eventually we do because we get worn down. We don't think it'll be dangerous for us. We have the conversation. What is the nature of that conversation? We didn't even get into it. We talked about social media for like 15 minutes. Did that help anybody? Did that help me? Was that even useful? I don't know. It's like, I hope so. So one thing I thought about yesterday, it's probably not helpful at all either, but this analogy, okay? It's like, how many of you like cold cereal? How many of you eat cold cereal sort of on a regular or semi-regular basis? Okay, a fair number of us. How many of you enjoy like these sorts of sugary sort of cold cereals? Yeah? It's like they taste good, right? Yeah, so it's like, why wouldn't you enjoy that? But I was thinking about in the scriptures, in the Book of Mormon, we're coming across a phrase that is fortify and strengthen. Fortify and strengthen. What happened there? Okay, good. Because I'm going to want to use that. Fortify and strengthen. So let's go to Alma. We're going to do something with this in a second. I'm going to need like 2 or 3 volunteers. I'll move this over so you have a break. You're not trying to look at it. Preston, let's go. So, okay. Let's go to Alma 49:11. Por favor. And Eliza, would you read Alma 49:11? And then I'm going to have somebody else. Levi Gibby, would you read Alma 48:9? Okay, go ahead, Eliza.
But behold, Malachi did not come down himself to battle, and behold, his chief captains durst not attack the Nephites of the city of Ananiah. For Moroni had altered the management of affairs among the Nephites, insomuch that the Lamanites were disappointed in their faces of retreat, and they could not come upon them.
Okay, so I love the phrasing there, and it's definitely worth marking. Moroni had altered the management of affairs among the Nephites, right? He changed something. He saw something that needed to, he knew the threat, he knew their status. He's like weighing the threat to their defenses, and he said, oh, something has to be done. So I'm going to alter the management of affairs. I'm going to change the way we do things around here. I'm going to mix it up. We're going to change stuff around so that we are ready for what is going to come. All right? And then Levi Gibby. What was that? 48:9?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in their weakest fortifications, he did place the greater number of them, investigated, fortified, strengthened the land which was possessed by the Nephites.
Okay, fortified and strengthened the land which was possessed by the Nephites. So think for a second, okay? I liken all scriptures unto me. The land that I possess, in what ways may I alter the management of my affairs such that I can fortify and strengthen the land that I possess?
I kind of put that as like your schedule. So putting in things that are more important to you, and things that aren't that important.
Schedule and priorities, absolutely. So with that then, let's talk about this for a second. I read the word fortify, and you know what I thought of? I thought of cold cereal. I thought of how there used to be like stickers and like signs and marketing that says fortified with vitamins, essential vitamins and minerals, like in a way to make us think or believe that this is somehow doing something good for us. Right? Fortified and strengthened with all this amazing, wonderful, magical stuff that's going to make you into a superhuman. And it's like that's how they market it. And so what is interesting about this is, like, you know, when you open up one of these boxes, right? So does anybody want to eat some cold cereal? Does anybody not eat breakfast this morning? Chase, did you have breakfast this morning? You did? All right, maybe you need a little more, brother. Brogan, did you eat breakfast? Do you like AppleJacks? He's never had AppleJacks. This would be a good day if you try something new, Brogan. Brogan Ammerman. Okay, so you know that, like, they come looking like this, right? It's like kind of like a full bag. It's almost a full bag. But when you, I don't know if we'll go back in there. Okay. When you sort of distill it all down, you end up with something like this, right? You know that? Like this all kind of comes down into this. And this is supposed to be, how many servings are in this box? It's like 7 servings, right? This will feed 7 people breakfast. This will feed 7 people breakfast. Preston, you want 1/7 of that to fill you up? It's like a little bit, right? This is mostly air and like processed chunks of, you know, manufactured carbohydrates and a whole bunch of sugar. So it's like, what's that going to do for you when you distill it down? What ends up in your belly is like this bit right here. You know, is that going to really help you very much? So Brogan, I need a taste tester up here, and You a volunteer? You've been voluntold because you're hungry. The hungry one gets the food. So try some of that. And then try, not that one. Okay. Oh, no. You gotta eat it. Yeah, go ahead. No, actually, go ahead. Here, let me just, this is all yours. Have a bite of that. You can try it with almond milk. That's all we had in our house. Okay. Yeah? Almond milk? How's it taste?
Spectacular.
You have to leave your mask on to eat that, don't you know? Try. Yeah, take your mask off and eat that. And then I want you to eat some of this. Does that look edible? Look tasty? I actually used to enjoy, when I was a kid, we were too poor to eat this sort of nice fancy cereal. We ate like oatmeal and cream of wheat, you know. You what?
I would eat breakfast on Saturday.
Saturday is breakfast day for Brogan? Okay, so while you're eating that, my man, look at these, which I found very interesting. I grew up, these were aired when I was 9 years old, right? I was at the age receiving this marketing, and I still remember literally some of these commercials.
She's clearing my floor. But I just want to take home my nuts and honey. We're gonna take your tummy with a taste of nuts and honey. Honey Nut Cheerios coming up. Tummy can take part of this nutritious breakfast.
Awesome taste. You can program this computer any day.
Did you hear that?
It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
Giant castle.
Did you hear what she said? Did you hear it very well? You can program this computer any day. Like, just tell me what to do and what to think and what to eat, and I'm all yours. You can tempt my tummy with the taste of nuts and honey. That's a pretty nice little jingle. How about this one? Look at the bit of shaming that they use in this one to market.
Like a dream come true.
Not this one.
And you two want a raise?
Sure, after this complete breakfast, including my frosted flakes, they bring out the tiger in you.
Complete breakfast?
Good.
Someone who go run tiger. Someone you can do. It's no tummy's frosted flakes. Bring out the tiger in you.
What you got? Where'd you get them? Inside Frosted Flakes. Man, where are you going? We get Frosted Flakes. We're out.
A free M&M pack of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
All right. So this is marketing. This is like millions of dollars going into this. Brogan, what did you think about the AppleJacks? The regular ones were okay. They taste pretty good, right? It's like tasty. Tempt your tummy with the taste of apple and jacks. And what? Apple cinnamon. Oh yes, sweetened with apple and cinnamon. And then, did you eat some of this one? You did not? Okay, how was that? It's the same stuff though, right?
It's like,
What's the difference?
that's like saying it all goes in the same place, so if you combine things, then it doesn't matter. Like if you mix up like exactly, your ice cream and your pizza, it doesn't matter, it's all going in the same place. That's true.
It's probably also like a texture thing.
Okay.
Like, nobody wants to eat mushy powder, but like crunchy, whatever, is kind of good.
So when you receive it in the way that it's marketed and handed to you, then it might be sort of tasty and whatever. But when you distill it down to what its actual the actual matter of it, it's like, it's not very good, right? Okay, so what analogies can we draw from this about things that fortify and nutrify and nourish is the word, not nutrify. Fortify, strengthen, and nourish your soul. I thought about this. Some of you really love this guy.
Those eggs were our lives. And life! They're giving away your powers! They're giving them nutrients!
Sorry.
So what is it that what analogies can we draw about something that will fill you, what is it about cold cereal that is sort of appealing? That's why we consume it so much. Why is it why do we eat it? Like, why is it breakfast? Is this food? Is this even food? But like, why do we consume it? What? Huh? It tastes good, right? Good.
It gives us energy.
Quick energy though, right? It's like quick energy. It doesn't last. Certainly doesn't last. If you eat some, the serving size of AppleJacks, how soon will you be hungry? It's like 5 minutes, maybe you might get through an hour, right? It's just like, doesn't do much for you, tastes good. It can fill you up, like you eat like 7 servings of it, maybe not 7, but you can eat like 3 servings of this with some milk and like you feel bloated, you feel full, but it's like you feel empty at the same time. It's like an uncomfortable feeling kind of, for me. What else? Is it expensive?
Yes.
Relatively speaking, like, no, it's not. Like, you get 7 servings for like, what, like $2.20 or something, huh?
Get the malt. It's the same.
The off-brand, okay, the rip-off versions of,
It's the same and it's bigger.
Like the mom's choice or whatever.
okay, yeah. So it's cheap, it's easy to get, requires how much effort on your part or anybody's part for you to have this breakfast? It's like no effort required at all, right? It's like pour, eat. It doesn't get easier than that. So there's no effort required, no preparation involved at all. It's cheap to access, relatively speaking. So it's like, how does this apply to things that actually nourish us? Just, you can think about that. Let me see. The problems with it, what are the problems with this? What are the lies? Doesn't give me no nutrients. Like, what are the lies associated with this? The marketing wants you to believe, like we saw in those little commercials, that doesn't actually deliver.
Won't let you be the cholesterol that gives them a bike race.
Okay, so it's like gonna shame you if you don't do it, and it's gonna make you think that it's gonna bring up the tiger in you. That might be true, bring up the tiger in you, like the sugar rush. But yeah, it's not gonna strengthen you, right? It won't strengthen you like it says it will. Will it nourish you? Is there nourishment in there? Not really. Anything else? What about sugar?
The serving size is misleading. A lot of people would be like, oh, it's only this much calories or sugar or whatever. But who in here would actually eat the serving size?
Mm-hmm.
Probably no one.
Right.
Unless you're insane.
Like a little, maybe like a 3-year-old or something, right? Okay, good. So it's misleading in that way, and what it takes to fill you up. Okay, anything else? Any other truths about this that the marketing doesn't really want you to understand or accept?
Mine here.
Okay. Your money goes into this flashy, fancy, like all colors box, right? And a bag in a box. It's like, why do we need the box? The food's already in something. It's like we need 2 things to put the food in. It's not food. Okay, so what are you buying actually? It's like you spend the money on this powder, on this actual amount of stuff that goes in your stomach. Anything else? All right. I think we got the point. I think the other thing is that sugar, like the sugar, it tastes good, which is why you want to eat it and why you want to eat it more, because sugar is addictive, right? And sugar is like wreaks kind of havoc on the system generally. So it's like, it's getting you to eat something because it tastes good that's not good for you and it's addictive. So then you just keep eating it, you keep filling up your belly with something that is not helping you to have the energy that you need. Okay, so I think we sort of got the point of that, right? So let's continue on with, and if there's anything you learn, if anything's coming to your mind about, okay, how am I consuming things, filling up my life, my time, like Eliza pointed out, how am I prioritizing and scheduling my life? Whether I do it intentionally or unintentionally, it's being done, right? You're choosing how to use your time. Are the things that are filling up your schedule, filling you up, that aren't nourishing you, that aren't helping you, that aren't giving you energy, the right kind of or long-term energy? If things are coming to your mind, jot it down. Think about that. Okay, what can I do? How might I alter the management of the affairs in my life to strengthen and fortify me? Now let's learn more from these war chapters. So the different ways that we can alter the management of the affairs in our lives. Physical, like we exist on the physical, social, mental, and spiritual levels, right? So let's talk more about the physical and logistical. Let's go to Alma 50, 2 through 6. Open that up, scan through those verses, and come up with things they did, verbs. Okay, I'm looking for actions. Okay, I'm looking for what did they do on this level. Alma 50, 2 through 6. So as you come across things, what did they do? Yeah, Levi. They what? Okay, prepare how?
By building walls and getting stones to throw out there.
Okay, so they got stones. They built heaps of earth, right? Then what did they do? Anybody else too? Yeah, Levi, you keep going, or if you have other ideas. Sure. Is that a hand, Charlie? Yeah. Okay, he eliminated the bad. Okay. Let's say he put up barriers to the Lamanites. Good. And chased them out. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So it's like what they did is they built so here's the city. It's like they built a mound of earth in front of it, right? And then on top of that, what do they put? They're like multiple levels. Oh. Oh. It's like baby food. Yucky. Okay. So it's like they put works of timbers upon the ridge of earth, and on top of that, they built a frame of pickets upon the timbers, and on top of the timbers, they built towers. So it's like they've got, one, then they've got some kind of framework of timbers, and then they've got like pickets, and then they've got a big tower, 2, 3, they've got 4 levels. They weren't messing around here, right? They went to the extreme in protecting these cities. 4 levels on top of levels, right? They're not messing around here. And then they gathered stones to be able to throw at people as they come up. Good. Okay. The social part, Alma 46:35. Philip, would you read that? Do you have your scriptures? Barrett, you can read Alma 50:12. So Philip 46:35, Alma, and then Barrett 50:12. Go ahead, Philip.
And it came to pass that whosoever of the Amalekites that would not enter the covenant to support the cause of freedom, that they might maintain a free government, he caused to put to death, and there were but a few who denied the covenant of freedom.
Okay, so those among them who were enemies to the true cause of freedom or righteousness, what did they do?
They put them to death.
They took them out, basically. They're like, okay, if you're not with us, like you're against us. We can't have both sides here. It's like, so sometimes you have to separate yourself socially, right? Sometimes either you need to, you're like, can you be a part of my life? Are you supporting me in the good things that I want to do? And if not, I might have to distance myself from you in order to strengthen me. Yeah.
Isn't putting anyone against the cause to death the dictator move?
That's a really good question. It's a good question to ask, and it's a good one to ponder on, because, like, would that be, is capital punishment like good? Can you put people to death if they have a different political view than you do? It's like, But we're not going to answer that question right now. But it's a good question. It's a good thinking question. What else do we need to do? Barrett, 5012. Alma 5012.
Thus, Moroni is learning the should increase daily because of the shared super protection which deserves the being brought unto them. They seek to turn out the strength and the power of alignment from off the lands of their possessions, but they should have no part on the lands of their possessions.
Okay, so what is the key here? Increase daily. Their armies had increased daily because of the assurance of protection. So they gathered in numbers, okay? They strengthened themselves with more people of like mind. So not only did they separate from those that, or eliminate from their lives those that were opposed to the cause, they also gathered in numbers. Okay, get rid of the bad influences, add more good influences socially. It's not easy to do. I know that's actually really, really, really hard to do. It is. Okay. I wonder if anybody has experience with that part, like when you're like, it's like, I like you, but you're not good for me. So I need to do something. I need to alter the management of the affairs in my social life, in the social land that I possess. You had experiences with that? We like, well, either I'm going to be alone or I'm going to be in a situation that may not be good for me. Am I willing to be alone? That's tough. That's a really hard situation to be in, but sometimes it comes to that. Mental, 48, verse 7. Ben, are you there? 48, verse 7. We're sort of hopping around these war chapters, grabbing the golden nuggets.
No, you passed that well. In this, they're obtaining the power by broad deceit. Moroni, on the other hand, is preparing the minds of the people to be faithful to the Lord their God.
Okay, preparing the minds of the people. How do you do that? How do you prepare your mind to be faithful? Verse 14. The first part of verse 14 in chapter 48 says, now the Nephites were taught to defend themselves. So putting yourself in places of learning, right? Prepare the mind. Be taught. Verse 15. keep thinking Ruby's volunteering when she's just like, you have 5 minutes. Thanks for your help. Charlie, verse 15.
And this was their faith that I knew, but that my children of God would walk with them, in other words, if they were faithful to the name of God, that they would walk with them in the Lord. They wanted to do what was correct and wrong according to the faith.
Okay, some good stuff in there about preparing our minds. Right? They were obedient to the commandments. They were taught that if they were obedient, good things would happen. That they could trust that the Lord would help them if they did what he said to do. That's pretty basic trust, right? God, you tell me to do these things. Okay, if I do them, then what are you going to do? Well, you're going to be, well, like what it says there. You're going to prosper me in the land. You're going to warn me to flee. You're going to warn me how to prepare. You're going to make it known unto me whether I should go, where I should go to defend myself. Okay, you trust that when you do what the Creator said to do, that things will work well for you. That's preparing the mind. Okay, spiritual preparation, 50 verse 3. Jordan, would you mind reading 50 verse 3, Alma 53?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. That is not the one. That is not the one I wanted. Oh, 50-30. That's supposed to be a 0. No, it's, hold on. Sorry. Okay, that's 49-30. 49-30.
An exceedingly great prosperity in the church because of their heed and diligence. They gave God was declared unto them by Stephen and by all those who have been ordained by the Holy Order of being and sent forth to preach among the people.
Okay. What are these people doing here essentially? Prosperity in the church because of the what? The diligence they gave to the Word of God. Okay. So giving diligence to what we know is true. Being diligent about it. Diligent in spiritual nourishment. Okay, the cold cereal that surrounds you is not going to help you or nourish you or give you the strength and energy that you need to get through a day, let alone like an hour. So it's like, where's the cold cereal in my life? How can I replace it with things that actually strengthen and fortify me? The key, 50 verse 1. And Charles, would you please read chapter 50, verse 1? And this is where President Nelson got the theme from his talk, if you listen to what he had to say. Just the first couple of lines.
And now it came to pass that Moroni did not stop making preparations for war.
Boom. Right there. And that caught President Nelson's attention. And he's saying, this is what we need to hear right now. Moroni did not stop making preparations for war. Every single city got fortified. Every last one of them. So the key is to not stop. Okay, to not let up. To keep trying, to keep going. Keep going. Build up, keep up the earth, build the framework, put the pickets on it, and put the tower on it. Right? That's what we need to be able to fortify and strengthen the land of our possessions. I promise you that by doing by not stopping, by being relentless in the small things, okay, actually communicating with God through prayer, whether you're on your knees or not, actually opening up, doing the work, taking the time to actually do the work of opening the scriptures, on your device or in the book, like doing that work, making that time actually does strengthen you. It's like magical. It's like, how can reading a few words actually make things go better for me? Well, they can. Loving people, like Ethan said, like being good to the people around you. Like Skylar reminded us, trying to be more angelic. These are things that strengthen and fortify us. It's blessed my life. I get to live in peace inside myself because I know that I've tried to do these things. It's not that we're not tempted and we don't have challenges, but it's like you know how to deal with them. And I leave this with you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Dearly God, we thankful for welcome today. And we're thankful that we have BroJones as a teacher and we can open our hearts, our ears, and our minds to the things that he's teaching. Just so we can take the things and apply to our lives and that we can make a difference. Just so we can get home safely and that we can be kinder today. And we just
Amen. Thank you.